Palmeri is here in IFAD today talking to us about price stabilities, and he's just finished giving a speech to IFAD about the government and the private sector role in food policy and food security.
Food security, right.
Given your background in Indonesia, Professor Timur, we know that you worked there on issues of price stability, food price stability in the 1970s, and gave the government of Indonesia a certain kind of advice.
Right.
Can you tell us whether you'd be giving them the same advice today if you were to go back, or whether there would be different things the government should be doing for food price stability?
Well, it would be really different now. The market infrastructure is much more well developed. Consumers are much wealthier than they were before. We don't have nearly the degree of poverty. The dependence on rice for just basic human nutrition is much less. And so my advice now would be you don't need nearly as much stability in the rice market as you had before. You don't need you certainly don't need the big subsidies on the production side that went into the supply side of our response. And my sense is Indonesia is understandably worried about depending on the world market, but that's a misplaced concern. I think Indonesia, especially this year as chair of ASEAN, could be taking the lead to make the Asian rice market much more open and transparent so that everybody could rely on it more. The Vietnamese as exporters, the Thais as exporters, Philippines and Indonesia as importers. You know, those guys all sit around the table. I think there's a real opportunity to bring a whole lot more openness and transparency to the Asian rice economy, which would allow each individual country to have a much more efficient rice sector, and it would be much better for the poor, because at the moment the importers are protecting their local production, and it's hurting the poor in a very significant way. Philippines and Indonesia.
Can you give us an example of what a government can do to make that more transparent?
If they've got specific price goals they want for their economy, they could announce them. They could use variable levies to do either import or export controls. I think the transparency comes in making sure that people understand the policy. At the moment, I hate to be so critical, but even inside Indonesia, people don't understand what the policy is. And to be quite honest, I don't think the government does either. I think there's a lot of ad hocism and sort of short-run politicking. That's not something we had to deal with when I was working, because I was working for the Sri government. Managing food security in large Asian democracies is clearly a political economy task, not a technocratic task. So I think it's important that we as analysts, as IFAD folks, help at the level of the political economy as well as the level of the technocrats.
Thank you very much.
Sure.